Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our 50-day post-release look at Lost Caverns of Ixalan set box sales data off of TCG Player. So in the whole pre-release period and out 50 days post-release, now it's sold 4,056 boxes at a total of $501,000 for an average price of $123 per box, which puts it in the realm where there are quite a few card stores that could buy that, pay the fees, pay the shipping costs, put it in your hands, and actually make a couple of dollars if they wanted to move some of these set boxes on the expensive marketplaces like TCG Player and eBay. And what to compare it to, I'm going to do something a little different here because there's two things I want to say about this, about the performance out to the 50-day mark. So I'm going to put up Wilds of Eldraine, March of the Machine, Phyrexia, Brothers War, and Dominaria United. But at first, I am not going to have Lost Caverns of Ixalan here, and I want to remind you of one thing that I had been saying for a while, which is every time we've taken a look at the set box sales data at 50, 100, 150 days post-release for standard sets, we've seen this clumping. And I've been saying for a long time that when something breaks out of that clump, we need to pay attention because we have 4 of the previous 5 standard releases in this little clump that out to 50 days post-release only differed in cumulative dollars spent by about $30,000 over the entire range from the green line of Dominaria United down to the red line of March of the Machines. And of course, I don't include March of the Machine Aftermath. Yeah, it's technically a standard set, but we can all just pretend it didn't exist. And then we had our one outlier here of Phyrexia. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add Lost Caverns of Ixalan set boxes to this, and we see that it breaks out of that clump quite significantly. And so about $100,000 above that. And like I've been saying for all of these set box, standard release set box videos for quite a while, we need to pay attention when this happened. And I think it's time to pay attention. Now, the interesting part is the number of boxes sold went up too. So I don't know that this really says anything about changes in print runs directly, because the number of boxes sold increased. Now, if we had a similar number of boxes sold over here on this plot, but the price had just been well above, well and away from the rest of the pack, if it had been way out of family, out to the 50-day mark on the moving average of price, and that's what had caused this line on cumulative spend to come upwards, then I would think we could say something specifically about print run reductions. That didn't happen. So we see that mostly the increase in cumulative dollars spent is a result of an increase in boxes sold. And in fact, the average price is close enough to a lot of these other ones. It's relatively in family with the average price of all the rest of these standard expansion set boxes at 50 days post-release. So doesn't probably say anything specifically about print run reductions, but it does tell us that this is a outlier in terms of popularity against other recent standard sets. So now that we have 6 standard sets in a row plotted up here, we can see Phyrexia is far and away the most popular, and Lost Caverns of Ixalan definitely pulls away from the pack of the rest of them. So I'll be taking another look at this at 100 days post-release and 150 days post-release. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.